The interview will begin shortly. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, Ben Goswami. Hello, Ben. I hope you're doing well today. I'm here to help ensure your device is ready for the interview. I'll check your microphone, camera, and screen sharing capabilities. Let's get started. It looks like your microphone and camera are enabled, but screen sharing isn't. Screen sharing is required for this interview. Let's get that enabled now. I'll guide you through the steps. Please enable screen sharing and let me know once it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Great, Ben. Everything is set up now. The interview will begin shortly. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, Ben Goswami. Welcome to your interview for the sales manager position at Neurona. I'm an AI interviewer here to guide you through the process today. Neurona is a cutting-edge company on the lookout for skilled professionals like you to help drive our sales strategies and bring our offerings to a broader audience. As a sales manager, your expertise in HubSpot sales and communication is exactly what we need. This interview will consist of 3 questions and should take approximately 15 minutes. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, I am. Yeah, please go ahead.
Let's begin. Can you describe a time when you had to turn around a failing sales strategy? What steps did you take and what was the outcome?
Let me think. Uh, so I guess
Take your
it was
time,
not
there's no
exactly
rush.
yeah. So if it is not a failing strategy, is it something I can think of where a few instances where I refined this strategy, which was not necessarily failing, but it was somewhat not working the way my manager expected me to perform.
Absolutely, that sounds interesting. Tell me more about it. What were the specific
Sure.
challenges you faced, and how did you go about making improvements?
Yeah, sure. So the refinement I was referring was, I remember when we were trying to and I was working for a company who was had a sales automation tool, using AI, and the particular tool was transcribing the sales calls and then generating insights. Uh, and then we had a bunch of customers who were looking for who also wanted the integration with the sales force and other tools. And in that particular, and there was a good number of customers. So we had to, because we did not have the product, so we decided to sort of try focus on a different cohort where they were using either, they're using either is very low end tool or using Excel to manage their sales, for a smaller set of customers. And so who didn't care for integration. So we kind of pivoted to that cohort of customer who were much lesser ticket size, and we were able to, and who don't care for integration. So we were able to generate some traction with that, even though it was a lower, at a lower ticket size and in a smaller subset of customers. But then that's why the product worked, because they didn't care for integration.
Interesting strategy. Shifting focus to a smaller cohort that didn't need the complex integrations must have been a significant change. How did your team respond to this pivot, and what were some of the key learnings from that experience?
Well, the key learnings was sometimes you have to, it's better to focus on target where your product fits, instead of pushing it to a cohort, or pushing it to cohort where the product may not have a good chance of success, right? Because first impression always matters. And if you don't have integration, you probably will not probably, there would be a friction. So we decided, yeah, I mean, it's more important to wow the customer instead, and not just the revenue upfront always.
That totally makes sense. It sounds like understanding your customer needs and aligning your product capabilities with the right market segment was crucial. Hmm. Anything else you'd like to add before we move on?
No, that's all.
How do you prioritize tasks when faced with multiple deadlines? Can you share a specific example?
Yeah, prioritization is an area where I don't do very well, and especially when there are multiple tasks and then deadlines. Um, I just don't do well. So probably I would not be able to answer the question in an effective manner. But if you can give me some hints, then maybe I can craft an answer if that works for you.
I understand. Prioritizing can be tough with multiple deadlines. Maybe think about a time when you had several tasks to complete. Did you use any methods like making a to-do list or setting reminders? How did you decide what to tackle first?
I guess I know some of my colleagues, they use this 2 by 2 framework, like what is urgent and important. So focus on urgent and important tasks, and then try to not do non-urgent and non-important tasks. So that's something I've been trying to do, but not been very successful yet.
That sounds like the Eisenhower matrix. It's a great tool for prioritizing. Have you ever tried using it yourself, or is there another method you found helpful for organizing your tasks?
I mean, as I said, right, I've not been very successful in those sort of things. I mean, I use some to-do list app where I try to put all out there, and then just decide what 3 things I want to accomplish today. That's pretty simple way, but it does work for me.
Keeping it simple with a to-do list seems like a practical approach. Focusing on just 3 key tasks each day sounds effective. Anything else you'd like to add before we move on?
No, that's pretty much it.
How do you approach building and maintaining relationships with key clients? Can you provide an example of how this has benefited your sales efforts?
I mean, key clients, I always go for more long-term relationship as opposed to choosing rushing to sale. So I always optimize on, can I create value for the client? And sometimes I try to understand the pain point, and then and before I try to see, not rushing too much to sell. To understand the pain point and see if there's even the pain is there, and my product can work, but I always see if it's the right time, or maybe delay it when there is going to be a maybe better time in the future. So those are the type of approach I try, to make sure that I want to always sell when is the I have the right fit. I mean, I have the product which is the right fit for the customer, and also the right time. And when those two combination exist, then only I try to sell. And that eventually, I think, builds more long-term trust and confidence. I've seen with my clients.
Focusing on creating value and timing your approach sounds really effective. Can you share a specific example where this strategy led to a successful outcome with a client?
Yeah, sure. I think I had a e-commerce client, and we are selling a chatbot, but our chatbot was not very much tuned with e-commerce type of scenarios. It was more on the salespeople, sales use case, or it was more of a salesperson use case, B2B salesperson use case. So whereas this customer was B2C. Uh, so yeah, I mean, we decided to kind of delay the onboarding the customer. We went back and then improved the product, and then came back after 6-7 months, and then tried to onboard the customer, or many we try to have the sales call again. So that's the way we kind of use that approach of delayed gratification to have a better gain in the long term.
That makes a lot of sense. Taking the time to refine the product ensured it met the client's needs, and it seems it paid off in building trust. Anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, I'll wrap up the interview here. It seems we have covered all the questions. Thank you, Ben, for taking the time to interview with us today. Your
Thank you.
responses have been recorded, and someone from our hiring team will be in touch with you soon regarding next steps. Have a great day.